take home the gold. He could be too far. No, he's digging. Oh, what a catch!
Puts a spicy forehand out in front of Naomi Morcilla.
Wu for the win. Team Canada. Garrett Wu!
Santos with the layout grab.
Oh, that fantastic grab. The claws of Chaffer.
Canada just became the world champions.
Yo, Canada and the rest of the world, you're listening to the Huckin podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Theo, living in Kingston, Ontario.
And I'm Danny Proby from Vancouver, BC, and together we are your coast-to-coast guide to all things Canadian Ultimate. Speaking of Ultimate, what have you been up to, friend?
Not actually playing Ultimate. I've been delving into a new sport for a couple times. It's the senior sport. I think some of you might know what I'm talking about. It's done indoors. You can see it at your local YMCA. I was playing with a professor or a phys ed teacher here that's about double my age and getting crushed. But I've been delving into the pickleball. Come on,
Pickleball's so fun.
That's a fun retirement sport out here. It looks easy, but if there's someone, even if they're older than you, they know what they're doing. They're going to move you around and use some good techniques on you. So
they're going to be dinking.
Dinking and dunking, actually, is true. So I've been doing that and mourning the fact that the dome here in Kingston is still under repair. So was going to be practicing and playing a league as well on Tuesdays. And that is the day we're recording this. And there was none of that. So it's kind of sad there. So no real Frisbee, still doing that GPP life. But that's what I've been up to. Danny, where are you at right now? Because there's no video on this, but you look like you're in a different recording space, a different studio.
I'm visiting some family. Been up to, I don't know. I'm definitely usually an open book. I won't go into detail, but dealing with some family health stuff. So visiting my family on the island quite a bit. And honestly, this is going to be something I wasn't going to talk about, but I think it's important to normalize it. And so I've been trying to look out for counselors and therapists. I've never really seen anybody because I had a bad experience one time. And so I've been testing people out the whole time I've been here. So I've been having 15-minute consults with people. I'm really committing to actually finding someone I like because I've heard that that's really, really important. And I want to prioritize my mental health. I want to be more proactive about it, so that I'm set up for success for when I really need it, if I need it or whatever. And so I think I'm joining that train. I'm going to be one of those folks that actually kind of takes it a bit more seriously. So it's been a really good experience. I found 2 people actually that I like a lot. So I'm going to tell you a little baby story before we move on from this part. But I tried to find somebody a year ago or whatever when my dad passed away. And I'm talking to this woman and I'm talking about my dad and stuff. And she's like, oh, my father also died, but it was 20 years ago. And then she started crying. And I was like, oh my God, that must have been so hard for you. And I was like, wait a second.
The roles have switched.
Wait a tick. And then I kind of just gave up. Honestly, I was so tired and I just didn't want to go through that emotionally at the time. And so this time, dealing with some family stuff, I know it's going to be something I'm going to want to have invested the time into finding something. And I'm doing that right now. And I'm very proud of myself. And I think I found somebody that I really like. So that's what I'm up to. Normalize talking about this stuff because it's good for you to find help when you need it. And also before you need it, to be honest.
Yeah, there's websites out there too. I haven't used this one, betterhelp.com, but I know that
was my bad experience was from that website. Those people are overworked. They're very much overworked.
Okay, so we're not going to say that one, but
you could.
You could, but it's definitely good to go hit up the counselor or therapist or there's different ones out there for you.
Yeah.
So thanks for sharing that.
Always.
Yeah, I know. As the co-host here, we do learn a lot about each other's lives. So it's been quite a journey, Danny, and wishing you and your family all the best right now. I know it's not the best time, and that's why you're in a different studio.
Yeah.
But glad that you're doing things to help with that. And yeah, thanks for bringing that up. No real easy way to transition to the news from that topic, but we're going to try. We're going to go talk about the news, some things happening. And then we got a special episode for you. You might have seen it in the title. It's the Great Canadian Ultimate Quiz. There's going to be some general questions as well. We got the two hosts, A Deep Look, Charlie Eisenhood, Keith Raynor. They're going to come on. You know, people might think, oh, Americans, they don't know about Canada stuff, but we're hoping to maybe buck the trend here. And we're going to find out how they do. So stay tuned for the news and then the main event.
We now have breaking news.
All right, welcome to the news section. Theo, I do want to commend you on that transition. I think that's the most awkward part. You're like, how do we transition from this thing to another thing? So 10 out of 10, flawless. Speaking of flawless things, something was rescheduled. Can you let everybody know?
Yeah, it wasn't flawless in terms of the snow collapsing this dome.
No.
But now that they've rescheduled, it's now in Burlington, Ontario. So people in the Toronto region who maybe didn't want to go out to Kingston now maybe have an excuse to sign up a team and make it happen. It'll be February 18th and 19th, so that weekend. It sucks for someone like myself who had the only free weekend was the weekend originally scheduled, and now I will be in St. Catharines, Ontario for the OUA fencing championships with our fencing teams.
Whoa.
So I will not be there, actually. So that kind of sucks, but you know, it is what it is. I'm glad that they rescheduled, and in the email they sent out, if you're a team who can't go, then you can get a refund. I think they're allowing that to happen because of these circumstances. And then also they're opening registration as well. So if they're opening back up as part of that. And also now there's some teams announced. That was one of our questions last week, and now it actually got answered. So Canadian High School Ultimate Championships teams announced. Anything stand out to you? I know one thing stands out to me, probably.
So many Winnipeg teams.
I mean, that's one thing.
No BC teams. They don't usually go unless it's like closer to Vancouver or closer to our province. But yeah, no BC teams, and then Winnipeg is like all over it. That was what stood out.
Yeah, Saskatchewan team going. Luther College High School. Big shout out to you for representing the Prairies. Is that a New Brunswick team I see? Moncton? That's pretty cool. And then your usual kind of Ontario teams as well. Bowmanville High School has produced many a talent out there. So, and then a couple of Quebec teams. So 16 teams going. It will be held in Ajax, Ontario. So the Durham region, May 6th to 7th. The teams are listed in alphabetical order. So there's no seedings. And we shared the story on our Instagram there. And multiple teams, Danny, messaged us. One said power rankings. And I'm like, oh no, like
Impossible.
I don't know enough. I don't know enough. And I don't think there's enough regional connectivity or any kind of results for us to really power rank. So appreciate the listener who said that. Another person said, are we going to be there to stream it? I have no clue if it's going to be live streamed, but we'll maybe find out those details later. But you know, for Ultiworld in the US, the high school national invite's a big deal. Like the high school teams love the power rankings and things, but there's a lot more tournaments there where there's connectivity between the teams playing each other. So that's probably why I'm not going to attempt to do power rankings. Danny, I don't think you are either, because we don't want to embarrass ourselves like royally by not knowing who to put number one.
Absolutely not.
No, sounds like a bad idea. But speaking of number one, we're hoping the number one team out of all U.S. college women's teams is going to be UBC. Come on, we're hyping that up right now. But UBC, you're going somewhere, right? Actually,
3 teams from BC are actually going.
Oh.
So it's going to be an action-packed weekend. So we're super excited. We have UBC A, so the T-Birds, UBC B, the T-Wolves, and then UVic are all actually heading down to the Bellingham Invite this weekend. So it's a one-day tournament, 4 games. We see UBC A is going to be facing off against Western first. UBC B is playing against UW-B, and then UVic's playing against Whitman. Kind of playing a lot of the teams. UBC A is going to be playing against UW, Oregon, Western Washington, etc. And then in the final round, it's UVic versus UBC for the battle of the BC teams. So I might be posting stuff on my Instagram depending upon how the day is going. So you can follow along, but good luck to all 3 teams. Let's make Canada proud.
One-day tournament in Washington, how far is that to drive?
Like an hour and a half.
Oh,
it's pretty close.
Bad.
Yeah, we're really close to the border.
Sweet.
It's farther for UVic. They have to drive for an hour to the ferry, get on the ferry for an hour and a half, and then drive from the ferry, which is longer. So it's a full adventure for them. It's that you have to stay overnight somewhere usually on the Saturdays, potentially, depending upon how late they finish. It's always like a hustle to get back to the ferries, but yeah.
Could be good vibes though with the team getting some early tournaments on. So if you're a college team that's going another tournament, please message us, because there's like, we know the big tournaments, like, Santa Barbara invite, Stanford invite, Easterns, all that good stuff. But if you're a team that's going to maybe a bit of a smaller tournament and it's not like heavily on the radar, we would love to hear about it, because on this podcast ad nauseum we talk about the fact that you college teams need to be playing the U.S. series. So let us know.
That was not an invitation. That was a threat, by the way. You need to be. He pointed at the camera, which is not on right now. But I need you to know, you Ottawa, come on, go. Like all of these teams, like you're so close to the border. Just go play in the States. It's a threat now. It's a threat.
So speaking of threats, who's going to take home the championship title, the first ever Canadian ultimate quiz winner? It's going to be Charlie. It's going to be Keith. We're going to take a break, and then you're going to find out, get to hear from the Deep Look hosts and see how much knowledge they have of our great country.
This is Dave from Alberta Flatball Club, and you're listening to the Huckin A podcast, your coast-to-coast guide for all things Canadian Ultimate.
It's main event time here on the Huckin A podcast. We got some special guests for you coming. Little crossover episode with Deep Look, our American pals. Really excited to have them on. I'll speak for myself. I'm a longtime listener of Deep Look. Danny also listens to Deep Look, I'm pretty sure. So we're happy to have you both on. And today we're going to do the Great Canadian Quiz. It's going to be some ultimate. There's going to be some other stuff going on. So I'm hoping that they hit this out of the park. We're made it multiple choice to make it slightly, and I mean slightly, easier. So that's how we're going to give the caveat there for the Huckin A audience. But we'll let our guests introduce themselves. If you don't listen to Deep Look already, you should. But we'll let Keith start off, introduce yourself, your role at Ultiworld, your history with Ultimate, and then over to Charlie.
Well, I'm Keith. I'm a senior editor at Ultiworld, and I've been at Ultiworld for almost its entire existence at this point, which has given me a chance to do a lot of everything, whether it's editing, writing, reporting, commentary. I've got to do some commentary with Theo, which has been a lot of fun. I coach as well. I coach the University of Connecticut women's division team, so even get to compete against some Canadian teams as well. So hopefully that gives me a little bit of an edge, because I'm going to need everything I can get. I'm afraid we are going to reinforce some ignorant American tropes here on this episode.
The hope is you don't do that, but we're going to find out. Charlie, you're up. Introduce yourself there.
Well, thanks for having us. It's always fun to be on somebody else's podcast instead of recording my own podcast and talking constantly. So I'm excited. I'm a little nervous about this. I am the founder of Ultiworld and have been editor-in-chief since day one. I also do a lot of live streaming stuff and a bit of commentary. I have been to Canada a handful of times. Mostly for AUDL games, although I drove through Vancouver and then went east through, like into Saskatchewan before going south into Montana. That was back like 10 years ago. I've also been to Toronto and Montreal a handful of times. Power rankings of Canadian cities that I visited: number 1, Montreal; number 2, Vancouver; number 3, Toronto. Making enemies right out of the gate. Let's go.
That hurts. That actually hurts. But because I know you've been to Toronto for the Rush games, and we got the video board, so that's something going for us. But clearly, you're not loving Toronto, but that's okay.
Toronto's fine. It just feels like New York light.
I could totally see that.
At least he doesn't say the second T, right? Like that's for tourists.
That is true.
That is true.
Well, thank you both for being here. I am very, very excited to kick us off here right away. So for those of you that are watching, you're going to be able to see their answers come up on some whiteboards. So we're going to ask the question. We're going to give all the multiple choice options, and then they're going to pop up their whiteboards when they're ready. And then we are going to make fun of them when they get everything wrong. So that's kind of how we're doing. So if you can see Charlie's whiteboard right now, what is this again?
This is
granny?
from a game called Wits and Wagers. We got the gambling granny, as I'm going to be putting some wagers down right here on the show.
Speaking of wagers, do you have anything on this quiz?
Oh, should
No,
we?
but we should put something on it right now.
One of you will wear a Team Canada jersey to a Whiff Diff event.
I love it.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I love it.
You can
Done
borrow
deal.
one of mine. All right, wonderful. Okay, so whoever loses,
You can
or
choose
whoever wins,
which
really.
name we wear, whoever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it'll be a Pro B for sure. Okay, awesome. So there's something on the line a little bit. So we're going to start off a little bit in history. So when did the very first Ultimate League start in Canada? Was it A, 1980, B, 1989, C, 1995, or D, 2000?
And clarification question: this is leagues like city leagues, like summer leagues.
Yeah, like any
Okay,
cities.
so like the first
league.
organized frisbee in Canada.
Yes.
I barely know American history, so this is when you said history, I was like, oh gosh, here we go.
Yeah, I think
but
that our
Ultimate, maybe I got a
expectations
shot.
are low. I think that you're not going to get any of these, to be honest. So,
Whoa, harsh. Probably fair,
I mean, I
but harsh.
wouldn't have got this one. I don't think I would have had
This
any
one's hard.
idea.
This one's hard.
No,
We're
that's
starting
not
with
a
the
good
hard one.
side. If you would have got it,
Okay.
I'm ready.
Do you need the answer? You're ready. Okay. 3,
I'm ready.
2, 1. Let's see your answers. Okay. They both put B. They both answered 1989, and you would both be wrong. The Toronto Ultimate League was founded in 1980, shortly after the Vancouver Ultimate League, and a few others popped up as well. So, pretty close.
I figured it
pretty
had
close.
to be the 80s, but
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was going to be quite that early. But there you go.
That's all right. That's all right.
I was in the same boat. I was thinking, Canadian Ultimate was too developed by the time I came along to be so novel. So, I was definitely thinking in the 80s somewhere.
Well, now we're jumping from the 80s here into the current time. So we're going to ask you, these are defending club champions. We call it the senior division. For the podcast, I say adult or regular. I get some flack for that. But the senior division here, or adult club, who are the defending women's club champions? So they won in 2022. Your choices are A, Quebec Iris, B, Ottawa Stella, C, Halifax Salty, or D, Quebec City Cube. So you're defending, for those listening, defending women's club champions. And also, we encourage you to play along. Grab a piece of paper. You can play along and see if you beat Charlie and Keith.
Can you beat us?
Keith, are
I
you
hope
just
you
like
If
beat
you live
them,
in
but-
Canada and you can't beat
Yeah,
us,
wait, if you're watching this, then
you
yes.
gotta wear a Team USA jersey at Worlds?
Oh my gosh.
Keith, are you like, where's Sixers at? Your favorite team?
I am. I was wondering that. It's like
this is an
so
off
what-
year for the top
Yeah, who
teams.
knocked out
Hey,
Sixers?
they
in
know.
traffic?
They know
What
this.
happened?
They know it's the off year.
I know
They
that,
understand.
but what I don't know is who won.
It's fair.
I'm
I
ready.
hope I know who won.
All right. Do you have your answers locked in?
Locked in.
Locked.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Oh,
Bing, bing,
okay.
bing.
We'll give the first points for Charlie and Keith. They get it. Quebec Iris. You probably have heard of them before. Is that why you picked them, or anyone want to justify before we move to the next division here? And Danny will ask that question.
Well, they've been the best team outside of the top teams from Vancouver and Toronto. I mean, they routinely make U.S. nationals and have knocked out some of the top teams from the Northeast in the past. So I just figured they won, and I was right.
Yeah, I was pretty sure it was them. The only other team that I even considered was Stella.
Yep.
As your recent guest, Kelsey Hayden, is a member of Halifax Salty. I would have known if they had won nationals. So I was pretty sure it was going to be one of those two. And I felt it was Irish. It just was the first one. As soon as I heard Irish, I was like, I'm pretty sure they won. So
Nice. All right. Now we're going to move over to the Open division. So your options for defending Open Club champions in Canada, we have A, Ottawa Phoenix, B, Winnipeg General Strike, C, Alberta Flatball Club, or D, Montreal Mephisto? One of these answers is funny.
I think I know which one, but I don't want to say it on the air.
I'm ready.
One of these teams was knocked out by a team called Tire Biz Frizz. That's all you need to know. Folks. So
Oh, they remember. They remember. All right, they're both locked in? Okay, 3, 2, 1, and show us your answers.
What is that?
Is that a
It's supposed
D?
to be a D. I was trying to rewrite it and I made it worse.
D, the team that didn't make it out of club sectionals in the US, you thought won nationals?
That was
Am I
wrong,
right?
I guess.
No, you're both wrong.
Is it General
was
Strike?
It was
General
General
Strike.
Strike.
Dang,
God,
I was like,
I feel like I knew that.
Yeah. First time in program history. It was like a very big deal.
those were my
very, very
two.
exciting for them.
I was again, like I was thinking about two, and I was like, okay, General Strike or Mephisto. I know Mephisto had been really good. Like
I mean,
gonna
they're
go with
a good
Mephisto.
team. It's a good guess. It's definitely a good
But
guess.
once
I
you
think
said the
Mephisto
Tire
is
Biz Frizz
strong.
thing, I should have known because I like vaguely recall
Yeah.
writing about that. So
I just love Tire Biz Frizz, so I always give them some love if we can.
Yeah.
Okay, now mixed division here. Your choices are A, Winnipeg PBHG, B, Sherbrooke Red Fox, C, Toronto Union, or D, Vancouver TT.
it's not
You're
what you say.
Gosh, I always feel
What'd you
like
say,
the
Keith?
Vancouver
It's
team
not
could
what you
win.
say.
I know that Red Flag. Are the Red Flag players allowed to play on other teams for the Canadian Nationals or no?
They didn't.
Okay, that's a fine answer. Can you give me the answer? The quickly the things again. I just want to make sure I write down the right thing.
Yeah, Winnipeg PBHG is A, B is Sherbrooke Red Fox, C is Toronto Union, and D is Vancouver TT.
I'm ready.
I'm ready as well.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
I guess we should be saying what answer they did out loud for people that are just listening to this episode.
That is
and
true.
not watching.
I did
Our
just think of
bad.
that now.
Our bad.
So Keith guesses PBHG, choice A. Charlie guesses Union, choice C. Charlie takes the lead. Union
Yes, come
defeats
on.
PBHG in the final.
Keith,
This
felt
like a trick
overthinking
question.
it crazy right there.
Yeah, I mean, I know Union. In fact, I like somebody was saying Union the other day, and I was like, oh, like Toronto, and they were like, no, it's there's like a college in Pennsylvania or something. And I don't know. I was like, why did I think Toronto? Like that's obviously not what it was. But man,
I mean, PBHG was in the finals. So
Yeah.
it was close. It's close. Okay.
it's better than Mephisto did.
Definitely.
Tough.
Well, I don't think they didn't even compete in that tournament, correct? Because they were focusing on
although
the
Phoenix and
USA
Mephisto
series.
didn't compete, those are trick answers for you. But
More to come. Okay. When is the last time Canada won an under 24 gold medal? Answer A, never. Answer B, 2010. Answer C, 2013. Answer D, 2015. And bonus answer E, 2023.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Thank
Do
you.
we
I
get
like
the
that.
do we get the question right if we put E?
Wait, I should have done that.
E is wrong because it hasn't happened yet. So, but it will be. It will be fine. It'll be fine.
Wait.
I hear the mixed team's got a pretty cool coach. So
No, that's got to be wrong.
never, 2010, 2013, and 2015. We got to get the Jeopardy music.
I'm ready.
yeah, we'll ask
I'm
Sue
ready.
for the Jeopardy music.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Show your answers. From Keith, we got a B, soon to be E for bonus points. Thank you. And Charlie, what did you put?
That's the C.
C. So we have a B and a C. So the correct answer is 2010. Answer B.
I knew it was the first one because
Yeah.
the US didn't go. And I
Exactly.
just thought the first one was in 2013.
Nope.
I knew
that
they
was
won.
my exact line of thought.
To be clear, I knew they won. I just didn't remember what year it was. I had B and I changed my answer. And when I tutor kids in the SAT, I tell them, don't do that.
Don't do
I
You're
just
that.
did it
overthinking
myself.
it. You're overthinking it.
Exactly.
Keith,
Wait,
you've
what's the
only
score
tied
right
it
now?
up. I don't want to hear any trash
tied.
talk right now.
It's
2-2.
2-2 right now.
Okay.
So before Red Flag made it to USA Nationals this past year, there was another Canadian team, the last one to make it in the mixed division. So we're going to ask you to pick that team. Who is the last Canadian mixed team before Red Flag to make it to US Nationals? The choices are A, a conglomeration of Quebec players called the Quebec Snowbirds. B, Vancouver TFP. C, Toronto Big Hammers. Or D, Montreal Odyssey, or Odyssey, however you say it in the French accent there.
Keith, you look like you have
Ready.
something to say.
No, I thought there was like a long pause before we got the answers, and I thought we had to like start. I had to write it in. Like this was like an open-ended question, and I was like, okay, this is a lot of pressure, but we're going for it.
Okay, so you're locked in. We're going to count down 3, 2, 1. Okay, I think that was a little too easy. I think they both knew that one.
So they both
that right?
answered D.
Now, if you would put
Yeah.
Toronto Union in there, I might have gotten it wrong because I thought that they made it, but they must have always lost at regionals.
Yeah.
But they were good a couple of years. They were really good.
That I will say you would have got me with the exact same thing.
Ah.
If you had put Union in there, I would have fallen for it.
I mean, this is 2013 too. Red Flag was the first team to make it since 2013. in the
That's
mixed division.
crazy.
Well,
I remember
I think
Odyssey making it.
they won.
Yeah.
They won the they
US
won
Open.
the US Open. So
Yep.
I was like that stood out. I remember them.
Okay. I'm going to skip this question so we make sure that we get through everything. So 2 of these teams are the winningest women's college programs in CUUC history. So that's our college nationals. Pick them. So there's 2 that are correct. Answer A, UBC. Answer B, Toronto. Answer C, Queens. Answer D, Alberta. Oh, actually, there's 6 options. Answer E, Ottawa, and answer F, Carleton.
Are we picking 2?
You pick 2,
Okay.
but you'll get a point. You'll get a point for each one you get right.
Can you run through them one more time? You don't have to give us all the letters, I guess.
Yeah, UBC, Toronto, Queens, Alberta, Ottawa, Carleton. We have a Carleton up here too, just as a heads up.
I know this. I know.
Perfect.
Sorry. I know that there's a Carlton. Not. I know the answer to this question.
Perfect.
I feel moderately confident I'll get 1 point.
Okay. On the count of 3, let's see your answers. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so Keith put A and E, which is UBC and Ottawa, and Charlie put C and E, which is Queens and Ottawa. And Keith, you actually got both.
Oh, I thought no way UBC. Oh no,
You thought it was
Same.
too easy. See, you really are.
No, I didn't think
overthinking
it was too easy. I just didn't think that they played
I didn't think
the
that they did
Canadian
either.
tournament that often.
Theo, where
I
did you get
figured
this
they must
answer?
have. I figured they must have just played at some point, and obviously
Like
they
back
would have
in
had
the
a lot of
day, maybe
success.
they played.
Yeah, they played back in the day. So if you go on the Ultimate Canada website, they were like champions in the what we call the way back playback here. So it was a long time of yesteryear when they would come. I'm looking 2007, 2008. So a long time ago.
Queens crossed my mind though, Charlie. I don't think you were totally in the woods on Queens.
Has Queens won?
Queens has won. That is correct. They've won twice. Most recently in 2016.
Got it.
So there you go. Okay, this one I think is gonna be hard, but we'll see. Which of these players has not won a CUC title? Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cam Harris is choice A. B is Andy Collins. C is Alex Davis. And D is Mark Lloyd.
Oh man.
Can you run through them again?
A is Cam Harris. B is Andy Collins. C is Alex Davis. And D is Mark Lloyd.
This is also like part of their identity too, this stat.
Oh, that's tough. Sorry to whoever's got to own this one.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is true, Danny. I didn't want to say that part, but that is true.
Hopefully I can get more right answers than they got titles.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Keith looks like he's still thinking there.
All right, I'm going to go with this answer.
Let's see.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
We both went after the same one.
So they both go with Alex Davis.
He's won like 10.
That
I
was
he's won
funny.
10, but he's won a few. He's won a few for sure.
That's
So-
but okay. So is it Collins?
Big Cat?
No.
Nah. I think like Furious has like always won. They lost
Well,
one time.
yeah, they won in
I
2012 and
know. That's what-
2013 as well.
But I also feel like Goat won in the years when Mark was on the team and Cam was on the team, but clearly not one of them must not have been on the team.
I'm going to cop to not understanding the question. I definitely thought we were talking about CUUC. I was like, I'm really guessing. I wish he had given us the schools. So I'm just going off where these people played. That's totally my bad.
no, CUC. So in
That makes more
2015,
sense.
Goat beat Furious, but Mark Lloyd was injured and wasn't on the team or didn't play.
Oh.
And in 2017, when Goat beat General Strike, Mark Lloyd was playing for General
General
Strike.
Strike.
That's
And
right.
then in 2012, this is the big one. General Strike was up on Furious. And,
By a lot at
and
the
it
end.
did not go well. Let's just say that. So
many breaks straight to win.
I wouldn't have guessed Mark. I wouldn't have said Mark Lloyd even if we had.
That was the first guy ruled out because I remember when Goat won, I just like that era was Mark Lloyd in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
that's how we throw little tricks up in here. In
No,
these
that's a good
questions,
one.
So
All right. UBC Women has had some hype behind it this year. I don't know. I think they're a bunch of scrubs, but whatever y'all think. Lots of U24 athletes on the team. This new coach come in. It's going to be an issue. What is the highest they've ever finished at USA College Nationals? Answer A, 3rd. Answer B, 5th. C, 2nd place. And D, 1st place. Keith's ready. Charlie, you ready?
Mhm.
3, 2, 1. Let's see it. All right. Keith says D. Charlie says C. We have bing, bing, bing points for Keith.
Yeah, they've
Wow.
definitely won a title. I want to say Kirfuru team.
The Kirafru generation was so good. Yes. Yes. Good
That's
job.
great Keith knowledge right there.
Yeah, thank you.
So score update for the fans at home. If you're keeping count, Keith is at 6.
Wow.
Danny, are you keeping count as well? Because I want to make sure I got the right score total here.
Absolutely
I think
not.
she got lost in the sauce, so she
I
doesn't.
need
have
to
the
get
total.
off the frisbee topics. I'm gonna outperform Keith in the pop culture and geography.
That is very possible.
Charlie has 4 right now. Okay. This one, I don't know if it's a gimme, but this is a pretty iconic moment. It's in our intro video as well. So if you listen to our podcast in the audience, you should probably get this. But
I think I know where this is going. Maybe
in
keep it going.
2014, Canada defeats the U.S. in the gold medal game in the U20 Open final. Someone makes a huge grab. It's iconic. Who makes this grab? Do I even need to give you multiple choice? Or do you
No,
want me to-
I know the answer.
Well, there's
Charlie?
2 people that I think that they could be confusing. Because there's 2 audio bites in that. One was
I want the
U24
multiple
though.
choice.
Okay.
You want the choices? Okay.
I believe
Choice-
I know the answer.
Choice A is Nathan Hurst. Choice B is Darren Wu. Choice C is Quinn Snyder. And choice 4 or D is Alan Scarth.
I know the answer.
Okay.
Is that who you thought it was, Keith?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I have the right answer.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Darren Wu. Yeah.
Woo! Darren Wu!
Yeah. A classic call from Brian Jones on that.
Well,
I
I was
remember
gonna-
watching that game. I mean, it was an
Yeah.
incredible moment.
I definitely
that
thought
was,
maybe one of you were like, the claws of Chatha. Confusing it with Gagan,
we should have put
potentially.
Chath. We should have put Chath in that one. Okay,
All
Danny, do
right.
you know what question you want to go to next?
I'm going to skip. Okay. I think this is going to be one that they might just get, but I'm going to do it maybe as potential gimme points. But who is the only player who has played the last 3 World Games teams for Team Canada? A. Catherine Hui or Menzies, B. Andrew Carroll, C. Kevin Underhill, and D. Morgan Hibbert. Let me know when you are locking in your answer.
Wait, will you repeat the question for me one more time? Not the choice of the question.
Who's the only player who's played the last 3 Team Canada for World Games? The last 3.
Okay, got it.
The most recent 3.
I think I'm locked in.
World Games.
Charlie.
Hang on. Can you give the
Oh, he's
the
not
order
picking the
again?
first answer again, Keith.
We have Chewy, Andrew Carroll, Kevin Underhill, Morgan Hibbert.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
I'm not 100% on this.
Okay,
think so.
they both locked in with answer A, which is Catherine Hui Menzies, and they are both correct.
Okay. Yeah,
thought
you,
Kevin
you
was
almost,
3
I
as
almost
well.
put Morgan, but I remembered he wasn't on
Yeah.
the most recent team.
you threw me with the
Yeah.
Hibbert thing. I was like, oh, it could be Morgan, I feel like, but I'm pretty sure Chewy did it. So I'm going to go with Chewy.
He made
Yeah,
the shortened roster, but didn't make
Yes,
the final
right.
final cut. Yeah.
And Kevin did not play in 2013. Morgan did. So, okay, Charlie, this is your chance to catch up here. This is going to
Okay.
be like, you're going to write down as many as you know. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So you might need a bigger whiteboard, Charlie. But the 2017 World Games team, they come third.
God.
If you throw alternates in there as a wild guess, we'll give you the points. But write down as many people as you can that played on that 2017 World Games team for Canada.
My God.
2017, not
we get a
2022.
free
2017.
free square with Catherine Hui.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a free
Um,
one. You get free points there. And Huckin audience, test your knowledge. I want you to do the same right now. So if you're driving, maybe pull over and write down your answers on the phone or something. Don't do it while you're driving. And if you're studying or something, write it down as well. Danny, as they're thinking about these answers here,
This is hard.
I'm trying to think
well
of how
do you
many I could get.
Yeah, that's
I think
well, I have the list in front of me. So
I would hope
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Danny's thinking in her mind as
like
well.
it's like a previous generation enough that like the players who are good now weren't necessarily like good enough in 2017 to be on the team, and like there's so many good young players who are not there yet. Okay, I'll stop complaining and start writing down my.
I get what you're saying, though. Like a lot of the players who are the best players in Canada right now might not have
Right.
been old enough to play on those teams.
They could have been just even in the junior system, if I'm not mistaken, some of them.
Right.
So
I think I've got like 5 of the women matching players.
yeah, we'll say the alternates. There's some names that you might recognize now on the alternates. So we're gonna give answers or points for that as well. And as they're writing down their answers, the score update, it's 8-6 right now for Keith. Raynor has the lead. You two thought you were going to embarrass yourselves. It's been pretty good so far.
It's been really good.
Once we get to the actual Canada knowledge, we'll see if it turns for the better or worse. So the time is now up. You're going to have to share your answers. Danny, for those that can't see, Danny was also writing down and trying as well. So Danny's going to test her knowledge. I have the list in front of me, so I'm not going to participate. So I think how we're going to do this so that one person, maybe you got to show your hands or something, so one person's answer doesn't influence the other. Or what we could do is I could just say the names, and if you have them, you just check it off. Does that work?
Oh, I'll show my list. You can't really
Yeah.
probably read.
I think you should read them off, and we'll check them if we have them.
Okay. So I'll start with Charlie.
Laura Mason.
I don't know if she made it.
Okay, I'll just tell you who I
She
have.
did.
I mean,
Spoiler alert.
Okay, so Charlie, read all your answers.
Chewy, Lloyd, Hibbert, Carroll, Whitehead. I don't remember if she made it. Jesse Grignon Thomas, Capo, Cam Harris, Lauren Kimura, and Derek Alexander.
I
Kimura
didn't
might have
put
been too young
JGT or
still.
Hibbert. What was I thinking?
I don't know if JGT was on the scene yet. I don't remember.
Okay, so you got Chewy right. You got Lloyd right.
Yeah,
Hibbert, right?
Hibbert.
those are the easy ones.
Who'd you say? Carol?
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, Carol.
Andrew Carroll.
Whitehead,
Yes.
Terry Whitehead. JGT is correct.
You
Whitehead
put
made
Terry
it.
Whitehead?
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, sick. JGT is a yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think you got
Capo, no.
6.
Yeah, it's past
Poland
Capo's.
she was done at that
That's
point.
past her time.
Cam Harris?
Cam
No?
Harris was not listed on this roster.
Oh.
Okay.
trying
Kamura
to
was
remember if he was-
not there yet, and Derek Alexander didn't make the team, right?
That is correct.
All right,
So
6
points
of
for
14.
Charlie. That's not
I feel
bad. Keith-
okay with that. I feel okay with that.
Okay,
Yeah,
the
it's pretty good.
other players that I had, Laura Mason, which we already said made it. I have Kevin Underhill. I have Jordan Marin.
No.
Rachel Mowens
Yes.
Yes.
and Thompson McKnight.
No,
Did Thompson make it?
Thompson
Oh.
did not make it.
Okay, so I picked up 1 point there. Right. I picked up Mowens.
How'd you do, Danny?
I have Mowens, Jessica Rockcliffe, Chewy, Laura Mason, Kevin Underhill, Morgan Hibbert, Jesse GT, Andrew Carroll, Brendo. Was he 2013 only? I thought he was
No,
2017
he was
as well.
2017. He was 2017.
Colley is an alternate.
Yep.
What?
Wow.
She was an
Mark
alternate?
Lloyd. Yeah, at the age of
Wow.
18. It was crazy.
That's wild.
Mark Lloyd, Tim Sang, and Terry Whitehead.
Tim Sang. Oh, so obvious now.
I'm like, who was the male handler? It was Tim Sang.
Oh, God, obviously.
So
Pretty good.
Keith, that was pretty good. Keith, can you clarify the points that you got? Because I
Wait, so
got Charlie's points.
Did Underhill make it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so the correct answers that I had were Chewy, Andrew Carroll, Mark Lloyd, Terry Whitehead, Kevin Underhill, Laura Mason, and Rachel Mowens.
Oh. Increasing the lead, it sounds like.
7 points, yeah. He has
Okay.
increased his lead to 15. And Charlie, you have 12.
Okay.
Sorry, you have
Is this-
13. You have 13.
The next two questions are about us a little bit.
Oh,
When did Danny, that's me, start playing Ultimate? A, at the age of 11. B, at the age of 16. Sorry, that was B. C, at the age of 21. And D, at the age of 23. 11, 16, 21, 23.
I'm locked in.
Charlie, you good?
I'm good.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. All right. Keith said B, 16, and Charlie said B, 16. Incorrect. I was 21.
No way.
That's my
So I
other
wrote down
guess.
21, and then I was like, Danny was too good in college to have played it. Started like halfway through her college career.
No, I joined college late. That was the issue. I was 21 when I started college.
Oh.
My first year, I was 21. Thank you for saying I was good,
tricked
though.
by this. I was tricked by the same thing.
UVic is just a small college, so it's easy to be good there.
So no points there. This will be our final kind of ultimate related one before we move to general Canadian knowledge. Just to clarify the points again, it's 15 for Keith. Charlie, I actually added you an extra point, so you actually have 12. So I apologize. You have 12, so you're going to have to come back 3 here. If you listen to the podcast, you know I hype up this club team name as my favorite in all of Canada. So this is my favorite club team name. Let's see if you can guess it. Your choices are A, Ottawa Beanix. You heard that right. There's a team called Beanix.
It's the B team, if you couldn't figure that out.
Of course.
B, Winnipeg Pretty Boys and Handsome Girls. C, Alberta Flatball Club. Or D, Toronto Incognito. They capitalized the TO in their name.
Got it.
Beanix. Same again. Beanix.
Winnipeg PBHG or Pretty Boys and Handsome Girls. Alberta Flatball Club and Toronto Incognito.
The hint is that Theo literally lights up even when he tells you the answer.
I have my guess.
Me too.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Oh, they're all over the board here. Okay, so Keith goes Ottawa Phoenix, and Charlie goes to the Toronto pick. That was my trick answer. I knew that was going to fool someone.
Oh.
Toronto Incognito. Danny, what is my favorite club team name? Come on.
He's all about AFC, Alberta Flatball Club. He's all about
That
it.
was my
gosh.
second
I
choice.
thought
That
about
was
that
my
too.
second choice.
Yeah, he's obsessed. A little,
It's
little weird,
actually-
to be honest.
It's a nice name.
I would have picked that until Danny said the lighting up thing, and I was like, he thought that he really went in on the Beanix explanation, so I'm going to switch it to
Good
Beanix.
swerve, Danny. Good swerve.
No, but if you watch this back, you'll see he'll be like, Alberta Flatball Club. He like comes back to the screen.
So flatball is a divisive / divisive name for Ultimate. I've seen
I'm a
mixed
fan.
reviews.
I always upvote it on Reddit. So, okay. General Canadian facts. Theo, I might skip the first one for time's sake because I think I want to get through some of these other ones. But if you feel really strongly about it, I feel free to go back to it. Okay. What is the capital of Canada? A, Vancouver. B, Ottawa. C, Toronto. Or D, Winnipeg. Canadians also get this wrong sometimes.
Do they? I hope not.
Let me just get the 4 choices again.
Vancouver. Sorry, I gotta go back to Vancouver, then Ottawa, then Toronto, and then Winnipeg.
I have my guess.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide between 2 answers.
I think I know which 2 answers you're probably deciding between.
I'm switching. I'm going to switch. I'm going to regret it. I'm totally going to. It's going to be another one. Okay, I'm ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we have D for Keith, who put Winnipeg. Interesting. And then Charlie put Ottawa. B, which is correct.
That's what I switched from, obviously. Oh my God. I'm so dumb.
Here we go. We're into the general Canada knowledge category, Keith.
He's on the come up. Charlie's coming back.
Yeah.
Winnipeg.
I know that's
That
really,
was an
really
interesting
out of left
choice,
field.
Keith.
That I don't know if that's what made me switch to it. I mean, I felt confident that it wasn't Toronto or Vancouver.
I believe this franchise or group of coffee joints has made its way down to kind of upstate area of the U.S. So Tim Hortons, come on, everyone's favorite place. There's a person named Tim Horton. What was he known for? So Tim Horton, what was he known for? Okay. A, was he a musician, play a little guitar? B, entrepreneur. C, was big in the movies, movie star. Or D, was a hockey player. Tim Horton. Have you had Tim Hortons, by the way, either of you?
Yes.
Of course.
It's the Dunkin' of Canada.
Yes.
I was really hoping you were going to say, what are the small donut holes called at Tim Hortons? I was like, oh, I know this one. But then you went in a totally different direction.
Here's
now
my
I feel like
problem
I'm
with Tim
guessing.
Hortons. I got a problem.
Yeah.
The food is not very good at Tim Hortons.
Shame
hot
on
food?
you.
Maybe I'm getting the wrong thing, but when I've had Tim Hortons food, I've not been very happy about it. But the coffee's good.
I think it's more of like a nostalgia thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
To me, it feels
to
like...
be clear, Dunkin' also has
right.
bad food.
It feels exactly on par with Dunkin'.
It's just
to
like
me.
Dunkin'.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to go with this then. I'm locked in.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
I'm going with
So-
entrepreneur.
Keith goes with entrepreneur. Charlie goes with movie star. Danny, what's the right answer?
Hockey player.
It
He shoots, he
was hockey?
scores.
So
Oh, I thought that was the trap answer.
me too. So most of the time that I've been to Tim Hortons, I used to work in the NHL, and in our arena there was a Tim Hortons, and I was like, I feel like I would know if he was a hockey player. It's like I feel like it would have come up
big L
at some
for
point.
Keith
And
worked
so I was
in
like,
the
let me swerve
NHL.
away from that.
Nice try. Okay.
tough.
What is the nickname people from Saskatchewan use for hoodies, like the thing that I'm wearing right now? Do they call it a hugsy, which is A, B, a bunny hug, C, a prairie pullover, or D, a snuggle?
Can we get the 4 again?
I would love to say these again.
I have no idea.
Never heard this before.
They're so fun to say. A hugsy, a bunny hug, a prairie pullover, or a snuggle?
I've never heard this before. This is a total shot in the dark on my part.
Theo, I love all of these answers.
It was really hard to come up with some fake ones. I'm not gonna
Yeah, you
lie.
just made these up. These aren't.
3 of them are made up. That is correct.
One of them's like, they're all cute. I love it.
They're definitely cute. There's definitely a theme running between them. I'm ready, Charlie.
I'm ready.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Come on, Hugsy.
All right. Keith put in A for Hugsy. And Charlie, I can't see your thing. Oh, D.
That's a
for,
D.
For a snuggle. The answer is B, Bunny Hug. So there's actually a mixed ultimate team in Saskatchewan called the Bunny Thugs.
I know that. I've heard that name before.
I have heard that. I never knew what that was about.
Yeah.
Now you know.
Connection.
Today you learned.
That is something new.
I've learned a lot today.
Bunny Hug.
Isn't that cute?
That is cute.
I actually thought about that one. And then I thought I'd go with the shorter answer. I was like, oh, what's something I feel like somebody would like say really quickly?
Yeah, can you grab me my Hugsy? I think Prairie Pullover is hilarious, Theo. Points for you.
But it took me a while to come up with that one. But now I'm going to give you a sports question here. This is Canadian sports. A golden goal was scored in the 2010 Vancouver Olympics in men's hockey. Come on. Canada defeats the U.S. Who scores this winning goal? Is it A, Sidney Crosby, B, Jonathan Taves, C, Corey Perry, or D, Patrice Bergeron? So Crosby, Taves, Perry, or Bergeron?
At least tell me they're all Canadian players.
The ones I'm giving you, yes. They're all on the team. I made sure of that.
You're not going to just slip in an American player. Charlie, for the record, I don't know this. This is not one I feel like I've got locked in.
I'm just going with my gut. I know the players. I know all the
I'm
players.
familiar with these players, but
okay, are you locked in here with your answer?
The guy I'm putting is super clutch, so I could really see it being him.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
I'm going with Corey Perry.
Going with Bergeron.
Oh, tough. I know a lot of Canadians are sad right now because you did not get it. It is Sid the Kid. Sid the Kid.
Was? Wow.
Sidney Crosby, golden goal in 2010.
We both I think are trying to avoid the obvious answer
for me.
Yeah. It's all right. It's not working out for you. But okay. This next question. What is Canada's national animal? Is it A, the moose, B, killer whale or orca, C, skunk, or D, beaver?
What's America's national animal?
Two very
Isn't it like an eagle?
choices that are clearly could be it, but
Informally, I think most people would say the eagle, but I don't know if that is actual correct. I don't know.
The bison.
It
Moose,
would be like
killer
us
whale,
to
skunk,
destroy
beaver.
our own national animal. I'm locked in.
ready.
3, 2, 1. I don't think either of you are going to get this.
Go with the
Oh my God,
beaver.
you both got it. I'm actually surprised.
I thought it had to be that or moose.
Yeah.
Isn't a beaver tail like a thing? Like a
That's exactly. I've just felt like I had association with beaver to Canada in a strong way.
Yeah, it would be like Canadians to have like a national animal that's very like meek and like industrious, but like just kind of a little of a loner. All right, Theo, you're up.
Okay, from the years 1859 to 1994, this was our national sport. Now it's 2, but before it was just 1. Okay, national sport in Canada. A, hockey. B, basketball. C, curling. D, lacrosse. So hockey, basketball, curling, or lacrosse.
And what were the years?
From 1859 to 1994, it was the national sport.
It's still a national sport.
It's just there's an additional national sport now.
It's by season now.
Oh man.
Oh, I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, I just looked it up.
Okay.
For a little extra info, you know.
No, we like that.
So we're just picking the one that was the lone.
Yeah. Before the mid 90s.
I feel like it's a trick.
Yeah, we're both thinking the same thing. We're like, it can't really be hockey, right? Like, it would be too easy.
I'm guessing. I got my guess.
Okay, I'm gonna go with this.
Okay,
Ready?
3, 2, 1.
Go with basketball.
Going with lacrosse.
Charlie has cut the lead.
Let's
It is now-
go.
So Charlie, you have
Oh.
15 points. Keith, you remain at 16. So
So is it now lacrosse and hockey?
it's
Yeah.
lacrosse is now the national summer sport. That is correct.
I
It's
picked
always
basketball because
Lacrosse
I
has its roots in Canada. I mean, I knew this.
yes, I've picked basketball because I'd heard that there are some people who feel like basketball is actually invented by Canadians and not Americans. So I was
Well,
like,
James
maybe-
Naismith. Yeah.
right? Exactly, because Naismith
Peach
is-
baskets.
So I went with basketball, thinking that
We,
might be it.
as Canadians, also thought it was weird for so long that we had lacrosse as our national sport, and you don't really see lacrosse around as often. Like hockey is clearly the most important
Clearly.
sport here. So
Clearly.
Is
okay.
field hockey popular at all in Canada?
for like, there's women's field hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of
Got it.
field hockey for men. Okay. In Churchill, Manitoba, nobody locks their doors to their house or cars in case of what? A, or because of why? Because of why, rather, is how the question should be. Because A, no one steals in Manitoba. B, it's too cold, so if they lock the doors, it would stay locked forever. C, in case there's a polar bear attack and they need to run away, or like have somewhere to hide, I guess. Or D, there's no locksmiths in Manitoba.
It's a good
There is
question,
a right
Danny.
answer.
I don't know where you got this answer, but
I
it's
know which
good.
answer I can. I know which answer it's not. I think
Do you need the answers again?
no. I'm good.
Charlie?
My answer makes no sense, but I don't feel like I can. I'm ready.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
I'm going with the lock freezing. We both are.
The lock freezing. I was pretty proud of that answer. No, it's actually legitimately in case there's like a polar. This is very northern Manitoba. In case of a polar
Wow.
bear, they need somewhere to be able to just like randomly run into and hide.
That can't be right. Like, I just can't.
I-
There's nothing.
I
What are
got
you
it
gonna
off
do?
of a legit
if a polar bear is
site.
gonna get you, you're just getting got. Like they.
No, but if there's a car right there, I didn't think about it from that perspective that you could go into somebody else's car or house because you're just out and
Oh,
about.
I
and
wasn't
there's a
thinking about
polar bear.
cars. I was only thinking really about houses. Oh, yeah, still.
Yeah.
Bears are a lot faster than people think.
That just seems too outlandish to be the right answer. But
Gotcha.
wow,
That's not general Canadian knowledge, just as a heads up. We should ask the people of
locks
Churchill,
freezing
Manitoba.
Didn't really make sense.
It didn't.
I don't
It didn't
know,
make a ton of sense, but I was like, the polar bear thing just can't be right. Like
that's-
my experience with dangerous animals in zoos is like, if they're gonna get you, you're pretty much done for. So we're not gonna build in too many safeguards outside of that.
So we're gonna have 2 more questions here, general Canadian knowledge. Danny, I'll let you ask this one because it's
I get a
Vancouver
score
related.
And I'm up 1 point at this point. Right?
Keith is up 1 point. The last
So
question
coming down to the
is going to be another one where you list and you're going to get as many as you can. Okay, so that will be the bonus. But Danny, I'll let you ask the Vancouver question first before we get to that last one.
I like the question you deleted, Theo, for the record, now that this is on the record. But anyways, the question that Theo did not delete. It's 7 degrees Celsius in Vancouver right now. What does that mean to you folks from America land? A, 20 Fahrenheit, B, 33 Fahrenheit, C, 44 Fahrenheit, or D, 50 Fahrenheit? 7 degrees Celsius.
Can I get the answers one more time, Charlie? Because Charlie clearly knows.
20, 33, 44, 50. 3,
Okay.
2, 1. Let's see. We got an answer B, which is 33, and an answer C,
these
which
were
is
the two I was
44.
thinking about.
cold, Keith.
Is B or
That's
C.
too cold.
Yeah, 44 is correct.
I was trying to pick between B and C.
It's pretty warm in
0
Vancouver.
is 32.
Yeah.
I knew it was somewhere in the 30 area, so I was like, okay. Like the third, like that, it was about 30 degrees. Like it was 30-ish more than the number we were given. So
It does get below 32 Fahrenheit in Vancouver sometimes, but most of the time it's for us like 5 to whatever plus in the winter.
That's where the SAT tutoring comes in there, Charlie. So
yeah, there you go. Charlie held it
There's
up too
literal
confidently.
questions on the SAT about converting between Celsius and Fahrenheit. I just
folks.
ballparked the answer.
There you
Do
go.
math in my head.
It's tie game, but now it's like max points. Okay.
Wow.
So you're gonna have to write down as many provinces and territories that you know.
Oh, and territories. Wow.
And the most you can write down, write them all down actually, and then
This is
if they're
universe.
wrong, they're wrong. This is universe point because it's actually tied. So this
Time
is
to find
actually
out
pretty
who's
big.
Darren Wu here.
All right, so they've both locked in their answers. We're going to go west to east, and then we're going to shoot up north and see. They're going to tally how many they got. So if you have gotten the one that we say, just say, yes, got it. We trust you. This is like,
I mean, I can hold
spirit of the
mine up
game.
if you need to.
okay. British Columbia.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Alberta.
Yes.
Didn't get Alberta.
Ooh.
The Flatball Club. Coming for you.
I definitely should have gotten it.
Saskatchewan.
Yes.
Yes.
Manitoba.
Yes.
Yes.
Ontario.
Yes.
No. So dumb. So dumb. Did not think of that. So obvious.
Like, actually?
Yes, I really didn't write down.
Oh no.
I was just too focused on other ones, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair. Quebec.
Yes.
Yes.
Newfoundland and Labrador. That's one,
Yes.
by the way.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to go New Brunswick.
Yes.
Didn't get that one.
Nova Scotia.
Yes.
Duh. Did not get Nova
Prince-
Scotia.
Prince Edward Island.
Yes.
No.
Yukon.
Yes.
Yes.
Northwest Territories.
Yes.
No.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, I should have thought of that from they used to be in like
I have a
Risk or
friend who
something.
lives there.
Oh
What?
my gosh, I should have gotten that.
I haven't visited him yet, but I hope to.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
Nunavut, our most recent territory.
None of it.
None of it.
Ah,
Is that like the big
That's big northern
like,
one.
Arctic
Yeah.
land?
The big one.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it.
I can't believe the ones I missed are so bad.
I
to
knew
miss.
I knew I was missing that one, but I couldn't remember what it was.
I don't mind missing the Maritimes, but I should have gotten the other two.
I'm very impressed that you got as many as you did, actually.
Kelsey
But
sent
I
me a like baby book that my kid loves. That's a Newfoundland and Labrador
that's
lullaby.
cute.
I got 10.
He's gonna remember. Yeah,
Keith,
I got,
how much you get?
I got 8.
Okay, we have ourselves a winner. Congratulations, Charlie. And Keith, what jersey size are you?
This actually this actually tracks. It makes sense that Charlie would know more things about the world than I would know more about Ultimate. Like this definitely feels like the right answer for our podcast.
All is right in the world. So, men's what size?
What's the biggest that you have on? I want like an XL. I want to make sure.
It's B Ultimate now for Team Canada apparel. So I'm sure they can do XL, double X, XL.
Let's do it.
Okay,
Just one XL.
we got you. Perfect. I'm so excited. I guess you get a free jersey out of it.
I think I did better.
Yeah, I feel like
I think we did better than expected, but I'm annoyed that I lost.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because the ones that
fair.
I missed, I'm like looking back and I'm like, I can't believe I missed some of these.
Okay, how about we get an Ultiworld Team Canada jersey and you both can share it. So maybe Charlie gets it, but Keith, you have to wear it at Worlds.
That's fair.
That's probably more fair. Okay, I feel good about that.
We could both wear one on the Deep Look sometime.
I love that. Go Canada. That was
If Trudeau
amazing.
can wear one, I can wear one.
Hey, you
Oh,
know
yeah,
who our
that-
prime minister
that
is?
running.
Yeah, the running photo. I remember that.
At least we know that.
I mean, that was originally a question. I thought it was too easy, so I cut it out.
Where's
I don't know.
Whitby? I can name like random towns, but that's about the best I could do.
You know Whitby?
Kamloops, like
Whoa.
it's random like stuff I picked up from like hockey and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
Kamloops
visited
is small.
Lake Louise and Banff. Beautiful there.
Stunning.
Canada is very beautiful.
Those are in what
I've never been.
province, Charlie? What province are those in?
Are those in Alberta?
I've never been
Yikes.
to Canada, so this is about as close to Canada as I've gotten right now.
Amazing.
You have the chance to go to Canada. You could take a train from
we
New
will.
Haven right up there into Montreal. That's a nice train ride.
We are.
Montreal's
This is
beautiful.
definitely something that's been talked about quite a bit, and I would expect that I will be traveling to Canada at some point in the near future.
We got to get them to cover like Tux or something, and just all of a sudden like send up like the full Ultiworld crew to like a
Canadian Nationals. We
a
need you in
medium tournament.
Vancouver.
Hey! I'm trying to talk to Ultimate Canada. We're trying to be there.
Really?
Whoa. Is this like
Can I
breaking
commentate?
news out here or
Can
what?
I commentate?
I've talked to them like a year or two ago. Like couldn't work out, but maybe this summer.
Ultimate Canada.
That's
I
exciting.
wouldn't be mad if Canada hosted a major like Gwiftif event either. That gives another reason to come up to.
Danny
I
says
don't like
no
it
to
when they
that.
do. It's going to be in like
I
it's
think
going to be in
Canada should
Brampton.
host a
Oh,
Triple
Waterloo.
Crown
It's gonna be
tour of
Waterloo.
it.
A Triple Crown tour event? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean the American teams would complain
Yes.
incessantly,
No,
Yes.
but I would think it was cool.
Like
I don't,
the
I don't
US
think
Open?
American teams would complain.
Yes.
It's open in Toronto or Vancouver.
U.S. Open, U.S.X Canada. You know, like
We should do
Collab.
whoever wins it gets to host it next year. Like it's in their area. Like they don't have to host it, but it's nearby.
Could do the Canada Open, and that's part of like the USA Ultimate Tour. Interesting. I mean, we kind of talked about that with Danny Saunders on the last episode, where we would do some sort of international event in Canada.
here's a question: Do we have a Pan American, not club team, but like national team event? I feel like we should have that.
I don't think such a thing exists.
I feel
we
like
should
have that.
for the U17.
Colombia, Canada,
especially.
USA, Mexico, Argentina, Brazil, Venezuela. Everybody brings a team, and you have a tournament, and you only you do it like 4 days or something.
Yeah.
Kind of like PAOK, except for national teams. I don't know. I feel like that would be really cool.
I've been thinking about like a U17 national team, just like how Europeans have national teams for the U17 level. And I've been trying to kind of noodle how to make this happen because, I mean, it hasn't impacted the States so much, but it's definitely impacting Canada on the international level. When we go to these tournaments at the U20 level, it's our first time playing as a national team, playing against these European teams that have been playing together for a long time. Having something at the U17 level where we can get a national team of kids together to play against the US, against Mexico, that would be ideal because it's a little less travel time. Host it in Canada or America or something like that. I think that is like, that needs to happen for us.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
So like as a way of building up towards
stuff.
U20, which is like as the international tournament.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
I'm definitely for a more national team like competition prior to the actual tournament itself, so that the team, it's just going to raise the quality at the actual end tournament.
But we don't invite the US though, because they don't need help.
You don't need more practice. You guys don't need more practice.
We'll send the B team or the C team up,
Still. Thank you both
Chloe
for
Huckin
being
about
here.
to go crazy.
Oh, she's crazy. I don't even, she was a pain. She was a pain to coach against, first of all. Okay. This is what happens on our podcast all the time. We try to like say goodbye to our guests, but we all just like chat about Ultimate so much. And should we just like stay on forever? Even after we hang up, we just keep chatting. So you're both busy humans. You're running a whole damn company over there in the States. So I want to say from behalf of me, I really appreciate you both taking your time to embarrass yourselves, but actually I think you did yourselves quite proud from my perspective. Theo, what do you think?
The province territories one, I was very like happy because you got Charlie 10 out of 13, like Keith 8 out of 13. That's still pretty good. So give you props there and some of the ultimate knowledge as well thrown in there. So yeah, appreciate you guys coming on, echoing what Danny said, and hopefully you and the Huckin audience, if you're Canadian, hopefully you did better than both of them. You beat their scores of 26 and 24. So
if you didn't, you better pack your bags.
You might have moved somewhere else.
Yeah, you've actually lost your citizenship.
No, you can't have maple syrup ever again. It's over.
And you've lost your health care as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You got to pay for it.
gosh.
Welcome to that world. You got to pay for healthcare now.
We're actually doing a subscriber only where we talk about healthcare systems. So join. I'm just kidding.
Huckin A Politics Edition.
We wear many hats on this podcast.
No one needs to. Everyone understands U.S. healthcare broken and ridiculous.
Except for the people who make the decisions in the U.S. apparently. So I don't know.
It's brutal, honestly.
So on that note, we're going to sign off. We're going to sign off. No politics on this one, at least for today. So Charlie Keith, thanks again for coming on. Thanks, Huckin audience, for being part of it. We're going to take a quick break. Be right back. And listen to their show, Deep Look. Go do it.
Hey, this is Sam Burge from the University of Manitoba, your 2022 Huckin A D1 College Women's Coach of the Year. And you're listening to the Huckin A podcast, your coast-to-coast guide for all things Canadian Ultimate.
Thank you for joining us for this episode. Theo and I have been dreaming about this episode for a long time, and it feels very exciting for us to finally get Charlie and Keith on our podcast. Theo, have you been on their podcast yet?
No, I'm still waiting for the invite. So thank you for...
That should have been the punishment. Like you have to do a 2-hour interview with Theo Wan.
Oh gosh, no one wants that. That's real punishment for the audience. But
I mean, 30 minutes. 30 minutes would be great. But
one day, we'll see.
So it was really fun to have both of them on, and I'll speak for myself. I actually thought that they were going to bomb more questions than they did. They did quite well. They got some answers that I didn't expect them to get. They remembered quite a few of the 2017 World Games people. They knew more provinces and territories than I assumed they would. And they got some of the other kind of like factoid questions like the national animal and stuff, right? So we did stump them on a couple, bunny hug being a really notable one for me. But Theo, any things that stood out to you? Any takeaways?
We got to also increase our knowledge because if we were to, 13 compared to what do they get? Like, hopefully you all know your provinces and territories out there in the audience, because they got to, as like when they're wee little kids, like all Americans have to learn the 50 states and capitals. I'm pretty sure, like, it's not just like, it's something they got to learn. So I'm sure if the roles were reversed and we had to name all the states, we wouldn't do as well. Perhaps I have the edge with the sports knowledge, Danny, but you also frequent the States, I think, a bit more than me. So maybe you would win.
We should do this, and we should time ourselves and actually do this one time. I won't look at a map until then. No maps for me.
I just do it out of my head knowledge. But that's that wraps up our episode. What's coming up next week? We know. We're not going to tell you.
We don't know. We don't know what we're doing here.
We half know.
Yeah, it's
Was
true.
the invite accepted by our resident fact checker? Did he accept it on the YouTubes?
He didn't accept it on the YouTube from what I could see, but you said he texted you, which was not in the agreement.
I know. The agreement was you got to accept on YouTube. The text I got was invite received. That's fine. You received the invite, but you didn't accept the invite on the YouTube. So you know who you are. Accept it on the YouTube. And I think a lot of people are going to have some competition-related questions for you and for maybe the committee as well, if someone else can represent and talk about that, some of the things that Danny couldn't answer. So come on the podcast. Socials, you know what to do.
He did say, I'm already subscribed. I listened to the outro too. That was not an acceptance.
That's still not an acceptance. And it needs to be, I accept to be on this show. Please have me on. And then we'll talk from there. So non-social media, even though you should be following us there. Also, if you're on YouTube, can you hit the like button? I sound like a YouTuber, but that's on purpose because it helps boost the algorithm for this show to like reach other people. So please do that.
Smash that subscribe button too.
Danny, you could be a YouTuber as well. I believe it. You could be a TikToker, I think. Like you're probably already on TikTok, but I think you could be like a real TikToker, no?
Like what would my niche be? Being cool, humble, awesome.
I mean, that clearly right there's TikTok material. So
thank you.
You do some of those lip sync or dances. Is that still popular? Is that a thing that kids do?
I mean, I'm starting to get targeted by the weirdest stuff right now, but I get a lot of dog stuff, which is nice. But then it started to the most recent one that offended me was like makeup for women over 40. I was like, F you.
Oh, that's tough. The TikTok algorithm has said that your interests lie within that age group potentially. Fun fact here. on government devices, you are not allowed to have TikTok. That's what I heard. So that's all you need to know about that. You don't have that, so you can be on TikTok. I know you're also on that new app. What's that called? Be Real?
Be Real.
Yeah, I'm not on that. How's that app going?
It's the realest. I don't say it's the realest, Theo. You got to get it. Everyone follow the Huckin A on Be Real.
No, we're definitely not on Be Real.
Definitely not.
We do appreciate those who reached out to us about helping us with some stuff as well. That was cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that. This is a long outro, but we're going to sign off. Subs only. I'm going to talk about, it's going to be Commentator's Corner. It was Coach's Corner last week. We're going to switch it over to Commentator's Corner. Danny gave a great suggestion, which was to talk about how I got into commentating in general, like why I decided to go into sports. Right now you can't see the video, but behind me is like a bunch of old posters where I am in my workplace where I work in sports. So why I quit teaching. Danny's back in teaching, actually, so that's fun. But I left it. So you're going to find out kind of why and learn more about that journey. So if you're not a subscriber, do it. There's going to be more. There's going to be a lot of college film. Ultiworld's going to be at so many college tournaments this year. I know UBC is probably going to get filmed a couple times, especially at like Northwest Challenge. So if you want to see other Canadian teams in action, please subscribe. You can also watch old footage from last year or years past. So do that.
It's a threat. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you in the subscriber only section, or we'll see you next week. Bye.